It's Tuesday, April 30th, and I wanted to start the video today by talking about something that I feel is really important when it comes to doing artwork. And I figured the best place for me to talk about this would be in the downstairs of my house, where I have quite a bit of artwork hanging. So what I wanted to talk about is when it comes to doing artwork, I think it's really important to make it entertaining for yourself. And one of the ways that I make it entertaining for myself is I have a bunch of different styles of artwork that I do, both painting styles and wood art styles. And I wanted to show you guys some of those styles while I talk a little bit about it. So, and before I walk around downstairs, I wanted to explain something about these boxes right here. So the main way that I make a living is by selling stuff on eBay. So the downstairs of my house has a lot of boxes and clutter laying around, and a lot of that's related to my eBay business. So I just wanted to throw that out there so you don't think that I just have stuff laying around for nothing. So moving on here into my art studio, I've got some different styles of paintings that I've done right there. Those are acrylic styles. And I've got this pirate ship that I did. Actually, this was a group painting project that was really fun. I did the wood cutout and some of the painting, but mostly other people did the painting on it. And then up here on the ceiling, this is basically it's a ship wheel that I made for a children's television show that I worked for called Critter Getters. And I made that, I think it was in 1999 I made that. Then moving on here into the entryway, this is actually one of my more recent paintings, Beach House Tacos, and another recent painting, which is the thrift store. There's some wood art. There's the Starbucks painting. This is actually an acrylic mixed media style that I did in 2008. And this is a Halloween painting right there. And then this is a colored pencil drawing that I did when I was a little kid. And then moving into my living room, I used to do a lot of like acrylic styles and Scrabble tile artwork, and I'm not really doing that so much anymore, but who knows, I might go back to it at some point. I actually really enjoyed doing these Scrabble tile paintings and a lot of the different mixed media type stuff I've done with acrylics. And I didn't prepare for shooting this video, so there's a crack in the paint on the ceiling. I should peel that at some point and scrape it and repaint it. So anyway, I just wanted to show you guys some of the different styles of artwork, both wood art and painting that I've done over the years, and just explain a little bit about why I think it's important to change your style once in a while. And the reason it's important, I think, and this is just for me personally, it probably doesn't apply to everybody, but it really helps me when I change my style to keep it entertaining for myself. And I think that it shows through in the art. I think if somebody's feeling good and feeling like they're in a good mood when they do the art and excited about it, I think it shows. But I think on the contrary, if somebody's bored by doing their artwork, I think that can show through too. So anyway, I'm going to get started on today's painting, which is going to be of a jazz band that I took pictures of on, when was it? Saturday night. So I'm going to get started on that right now. So I went to the Hong Kong Inn and there was this really good jazz band playing. And I took quite a few pictures of this band, so I'm going to show you guys some of those right now. Out of all the pictures that I took, this ended up being my favorite. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a grid on the picture, then I'm going to draw the same grid on the canvas, and then do some sketching and get started on this painting. I drew the grid lines on the canvas just about as light as I could. And the reason is as I move along on the painting, there's going to come a point where I no longer need the grid lines. So I'm going to need to make them disappear. So by keeping the pencil lines as light as I could, it just really helps me to get rid of them once I no longer need them. Now with some of the defining lines, like the edge of the stage, it doesn't matter to me if those lines are a bit darker, because a lot of times with defining lines, I cover the pencil lines with darker paint anyway. And in the case of this stage, this part's black, so these lines will be really easy to get rid of. Now, the good thing about doing a grid is it saves me a lot of time. So if I go to do this painting with no grid, then the reality is I'm just guessing as to where things go. Now with a painting like this, it really doesn't matter to me if things are a little bit out of place. But if something's too far out of place and I get really far into the painting and I find out I want to move it, that's actually just really time consuming. So by having a grid, it just helps save me a lot of time. Day 3, and I had a good day of painting today and made some decent progress. Now, one thing that I like to do at the end of the day is take a picture of the painting with my phone and then put the picture on my computer screen so I can see it on a bigger screen than on my phone. And I found this to be really helpful because By looking at a picture of the painting, it just gives me a whole new perspective than I see right now as I'm sitting here looking at it. And towards the end of a painting, I always take a lot of pictures, and usually I just look at those pictures on my phone and fix up the smaller details. But by taking a picture of it at this stage and looking at it on my computer screen, if there's a bigger detail that I want to fix, it's much easier to do it now rather than wait till towards the very end of the painting to start taking pictures and try to fix it at that stage. And obviously, as I'm sitting here, I can see the painting very clearly, but I just found it to be really helpful to get that perspective of looking at it on the computer screen. Video, I was talking about how it's important to make art entertaining for yourself, and I was explaining that one of the ways that I make it entertaining for myself is I have a variety of different styles of art that I do, both in painting styles as well as in wood art styles, and I also make picture frames, to where if any one particular style of art ever starts to get a bit monotonous, which can actually sometimes make it a bit boring, then what I do is I change my style and do something different to where I'm always interested in what it is that I'm doing. But one of the other ways that I make art entertaining for myself, and this goes for painting, is I try to pick out subject matter that I'm very interested in. So I'm a big fan of live music. So by choosing to paint a picture of a local band here in Ventura, I'm much more interested in doing this painting and much more entertained by the process of painting than if I picked out some random subject that I just wasn't that interested in. So by making the process of painting interesting and entertaining for yourself, I believe you actually get a much better end result. So I'm going to show you guys my end result now and zoom in on it so you can take a closer look at it.